Hello there. Today on Strawberry Ink, I will be telling a story about a crime case that occurred in South Carolina. It is not an Alex Murdaugh case or a serial killer case. It is about a student who went missing in one of the schools in South Carolina. On March 29, 2019, 21-year-old University of South Carolina senior Samantha Josephson left home. She left her dorm to go on a night out with friends. She was going to ride an Uber back home. However, the vehicle she got in was not her Uber. But that night would mark the beginning of a tragedy that would shock the nation. It was not just a mistake she made getting on the wrong vehicle. Something more gruesome happened. Mistakenly, when she entered this black Chevrolet Impala, she found herself inside the car of Nathaniel Rowland. Rowland, using childproof locks, prevented her from leaving the car. Within hours, he kidnapped and murdered her, leaving her body in a wooded area near New Zion, South Carolina, roughly 65 miles from Columbia. Samantha was reported missing that night when she failed to return home, and she could not be reached. Concerned friends and family alerted authorities, prompting an immediate search conducted by the Columbia Police and Clarendon County deputies. The following day, turkey hunters discovered her body near Black Bottom Road. The Clarendon County Coroner's Office, led by Bucky Mock, confirmed Samantha had been shot and killed. These findings would later become critical evidence in this crime case. The body was prepared by the UN Memorial Chapel in New Jersey. On April 3rd, a service was held at the Congregation Beth Chame in Pricetown Junction, followed by burial at the Perrineville Cemetery. Her parents also held remembrance ceremonies at their home. The day of and the day after the service, Nathaniel Rowland, of course, was not present during the funeral. He did not show that he cared for her. The investigation quickly tied Rowland to Samantha. Their phones pinned the same locations and times. DNA placed him near her, and the crime scene and a knife used in the murder was linked to him through a former co-worker and ex-girlfriend, Destiny Coutinho. The childproof locks in the Impala prevented Samantha from escaping, cementing Rowland's involvement. That same night, authorities stopped Rowland while he was driving. He obeyed the officer's orders, exiting his vehicle to speak with them, but then fled on foot, running away, prompting a chase. He was eventually tased, captured, and booked into the Richland County Detention Center, also known as Alvin Glen Detention Center. At the Columbia Police Station, he denied all allegations. Rowland's first court appearance was on April 22, 2019, at the Richland County General Sessions Court. He did not attend because he had not posted bond. A Richland County magistrate presided and set misdemeanor bond at $872 plus 50 cents for lesser charges. But due to the murder investigation, Rowland remained in custody. His public defender, Tracy Pinnock, represented him in this misdemeanor case. The misdemeanor case was for running away when he had been pulled over. The grand jury reviewing the case later indicted Rowland on capital murder, felony kidnapping, and a firearms felony. With the indictment, the misdemeanors were dropped. In circuit court before Judge DeAndrea Benjamin, he pleaded not guilty and was ordered to remain in custody without bond pending trial. To avoid bias, the trial venue was moved to Colleton County Circuit Court. It began on July 20th, 2021. The prosecution called 31 witnesses, including the turkey hunters who found Samantha's body, a store owner who saw Rowland attempt to sell her phone, his ex-girlfriend Destiny Coutinho, and numerous law enforcement and forensics experts. Rowland's defense called no witnesses, and he did not testify. Rowland attempted to replace his public defender with a private attorney, but the court denied the request. On July 27th, 2021, the jury, consisting of 12 members and 4 alternates, found Nathaniel Rowland guilty on all charges. Judge Clifton Uman refused motions for acquittal or a new trial and immediately sentenced him to life in prison without parole. All other pending charges were automatically vacated. Nathaniel Rowland's father later hired Patrick Grant, a private attorney, for the appeals process. In August 2024, the South Carolina Court of Appeals upheld his conviction. This remains the latest update on the case. Rowland has been moved across several South Carolina state prisons for security and medical reasons, including Kirkland, McCormick, and Liber Correctional Institution. While incarcerated, he has worked various jobs in prison, including howler and ward keeper assistant. However, Rowland's prison record is marked with repeated infractions. On April 7th, 2022, he was caught with drugs and lost 90 days of his privileges. On June 7th, 2022, he attempted to sneak a cell phone into prison, resulting in 180 days of suspended privileges plus another 90 days for drugs possession. On August 15th, 2022, another phone sneaking attempt was made, which added 90 more days to the restrictions. Most recently, on April 25th, 2024, he was caught with drugs again, losing canteen and visitation privileges for 110 days, restricted phone use, television access for 360 days restricted, and 20 days of solitary confinement. Nathaniel Rowland remains incarcerated in Liber, serving life without parole. His actions behind bars, a continuing reflection of a life marked by violence and tragedy. Thank you so much for listening. May the victim rest in peace and have a good rest of your day.